What is up, guys? My name is MipZ and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be teaching you guys how to play Lucian. So I really do hope you guys are going to enjoy this one, whether you're a complete new player to Lucian, you're a veteran, or you're just here to hang out with me and watch a fun game. And yeah, I really hope you're going to enjoy it. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be teaching you guys how to play Lucian. Specifically, I will focus on the early, mid, and late game, the macro plays, so to speak, such that you can learn how you should play him in the different phases of the game. This video is not going to be focusing on the nitty-gritty of how each ability works. It's just going to presume that you already know this. So yeah, I hope you guys are very much going to enjoy this one. At least I am. I am playing these games live, so they are no by any means meant to show you perfect gameplay. They are just meant to be entertaining, to illustrate a point, and yeah, hopefully win the game. So first of all, let's talk a little bit about who Lucian is, what kind of champion, and why would you even pick him or play him. So Lucian is an extremely fun champion, especially because he's quite different compared to a lot of other ADCs. He just has a different feel to him, and he is kind of like, I think if you have to put him in a category with another champion, personally, I would probably put him in a category with Draven, but then again, not really, just only from the perceived or from the perception that he's an extremely aggressive champion that you really like. You want to play this guy very aggressive. You want to try and find ways to duel people quite quickly, because you are extremely strong early compared to almost all other ADCs. So this is something you really want to play around. This also kind of plays into the fact that he's like, seeing as he's so aggressive, this is because first of all, he has good consistent damage. He has a really high burst damage, and he has like, he can literally take people from 100 to 0 very quickly. He clears waves really fast as well, which allows him to later in the game do split pushes and skirmishes, like pick people off quite easily on his own. And he's a very mechanically demanding champion, so in that way he's really fun. The thing with Lucian is that he is very hard to play. A lot of people really do struggle with him, especially because his scaling into the late game is not amazing. Like you kind of, in the very late game, you want to try to avoid going into team fights. You instead want to try and pick people off to the best of your ability. But we'll talk more about this as we get into the late game. But yeah, it is he's in that way really fun. His weakest things is just that he's short range. In the beginning, he's quite mana hungry. Oh, I'm gonna make sure we get that. Ooh. I'm not going to be able to finish that guy, so we're backing out. That's fine. Got him. He's quite mana hungry in the early game, so this is something you got to be very much aware of. I'm just going to get away. Ooh, ouch. He's quite mana hungry in the early game, so something you got to be quite aware of. He's also squishy because, well, he is an ADC. And then there's the point that he has very short range, and this is where a lot of people really do struggle with him, because the short range can be it can be a little difficult to deal with. Right here, I'm going for a very aggressive path. I'm going directly pickaxe into that one, or into a longsword, meaning that I'm going full damage really quickly to see if I can really push my limits, such that we hopefully can get a snowballing effect. But yeah, some of the things that Lucian struggles to play against is stuff like a Draven that is also a really strong early game. Whoop. A Draven, Ashe can also be an absolute pain. Cassiopeia, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Stuff like that. In terms of the early game, what you want to do is, of course, one, you are an ADC. You always want to make sure you get your farm. This is always like pretty much main priority. But apart from that, you want to play very aggressively, and this is something that can only be learned through lots and lots of of practice. So I think we can get a kill here. I have my E to get all that. And I saved it for a moment because I thought that would be a good thing to avoid Sarath's E. And it was, but it wasn't enough for me to kill them. Anyway, we have a huge wave that's going to spike in. And I think we're just going to go for a back out of the back, or out of the box here. Get ourselves an extra long sword and just try and keep this momentum going. And grab that. We're going to get a control ward and a potion. All right, so in terms of favorable, when you're playing Lucian and you're playing against a favorable matchup, meaning something that Lucian is strong against, then generally speaking, you just don't want to be afraid to duel your opponent. You are, in most cases, going to be much stronger than they are. But only do this if you know where the enemy jungler is, because otherwise, whoop-de-doo, you are screwed. Use your E to dodge incoming CC, so try to be a little careful with this one. You can kind of see, like, what I tried to do up here is I actually, even though I was for a moment like, oh, if I use my E here, maybe I can do the kill right away. But I felt like I would, with a big chance, just to stumble into something or need that E. Oh, I can get that kill. Almost. That was very close. Gonna pop our potion. And the reason why I'm popping potion here mid-fight, this is something I see a lot of low elo players not doing. Like, pop up your potion during a fight. That it's actually going to give you some health during the fight, which is very, very useful. But yeah, for the favorable matchups, don't be afraid to be aggressive like we are here. At this point, we really have the favor. If you're playing against an unfavorable matchup, then try to farm under your turret, especially if you have a sustained support, shove and like, or farm under your own turret if you have a sustained support. Otherwise, try to shove them under their turret. The thing is that with Lucian, quite often, if you lose the early game, you oh, that guy completely misstepped. Yeah, I screwed the dust too, though. I see Shaco, I see everything. I don't have anything here, so we are kind of screwed. I don't have enough mana. I actually thought I would get enough. And we got exhaust back right there. Okay, I screwed that one up completely. But it did bait something, I guess. But this Mundo TP wasn't really worth it. He didn't get anything. There's two options. Mundo and I could swap. I don't think we will. He's already backing and going up. All right. I think here, just to optimize damage, we're going to grab another longsword. That is going to extend the time before we get our Essence Reaver, but I am expecting to collect 975 gold before backing. So this is actually just giving us a little bit more AD, and we need this further down the road anyway. So I'm going to grab that. Maybe I should probably have gotten myself a dagger, but yeah, that was... Yeah, it's both things are fine, I guess. It's just gonna be a little more difficult with item management. Right here, there's not really too much I can do unless my team go in. I am on the wrong side of that fight, so we're just gonna go ahead and get a little bit of CS here and hang out. So I'm quite sure that they might look for, or that Shaco might look for a gank down here. Nope. Okay, he's not. I'm gonna grab a armor plate. I think it's only Sarath coming by himself. So oh, okay, the other one's there, but I think that should almost be enough for a plate. Gonna put down in your ward. Just make sure we have vision here. And I'm waiting for my support. As soon as my support gets down here, I want to start looking for a fight. I do believe we'll win this fairly easily if we don't take too much minion damage. He does have vision there, so no point for Poppy to try and be sneaky because he's not. They know where he is. All right, so I'm just looking for a way in, or at least a way to get a little bit of damage in. The thing is, using my E to go in for damage is a little dangerous. due to the fact that Serath can then stun me. I really want to hold on to my E to dodge his CC. And that's something you want to do a lot with Lucian, is using your E, of course, for damage, because it's very useful for that. Okay, so he used his thing. So I'm going to go ahead and just damage as much as I can. That was a fairly good fight. Oof, I should have exhausted him there. That would have been a kill. Very unfortunate. And I'm out of mana. Alright, but we are making it fairly difficult for them to farm. We need to be careful because Shaco could be here anytime. It's mostly... I'm going to overextend a little bit here just to see if we can kind of snowball a little bit. So... Oh, are you kidding me? Hit flash through. I should have tracked that. Well, I'm out of here. Oof, that got very, very close. All right, we're gonna go run further away. That Shaco's most definitely gonna try and do something sneaky. Gonna go here. All right. We haven't really gotten those finishing blows that we really wanted to get. But anyway, we're backing at a decent time in terms of items. We can get our Essence Reaver, which is going to be huge. And we're going to come back. We are also have hit with like 28 farm. So 28 farm and 1 kill more than their ADC. But yeah, she has 2 assists. So it kind of equalizes parts of it. So we're hit with about 30 CS. So we're going to try to see if we can actually get some finishing blows now, because so far they've survived with very little HP. I have misplayed a bit, but yeah, we'll get this rolling. So Puppy gets to kind of scare her away before I'm there, which is unfortunate. Also, I want to make sure we ward up. I'm going to put a control ward up behind us. We see Shaco now running up to his jungle up here, meaning that we're actually safe right now.
An enemy has been slain.
Different day, different dust up.
Yeah, I don't have my E because I already used it, so I'm not able to re-engage. Nice. And we won't be able to finish him, but that's good. We got the kill. Not the prettiest kill of all time, but it's okay. Shaco, I need to kind of get an eye over where things are. We have our jungler coming in behind, so I'm just going to go up there. I'll see if I can hit a W just to get an assist. There we go. Shaco's top, so in this case, we're just gonna we're gonna shove. We're just gonna try and get the turret down to as much as we can. Oh, whoa. Well, okay, that's fine. It's at this point that was that was. I didn't see the minions. I'm sorry. All right, well, at least I don't think they got any gold from us because we were basically neutral. Nothing hit us. So it doesn't really matter too much, except the fact that we lost some time. And it's 25 seconds spawn timer. We lost about 16 seconds. It could be worse, right? It was a mistake. It was a mistake on my part. But yeah. I hope that slowly we're starting to get some momentum, because a big part of Lucian is that we do want that momentum. We want to start snowballing, because if the game drags out, then honestly, Lucian starts to struggle. And who knows, maybe we'll see it in this game, and that will be interesting as well, because hopefully I'll be able to show you how to play him in that case if we end into like a kind of a bad hand or a very late game, because Lucian in this way isn't really your average ADC. And what I mean with this is that if we go into the late game, then Lucian starts to fall off compared to other ADCs, other hyper carries, meaning that if we end up in full team fights, then front to back fights is not something Lucian is particularly happy about, because he has shorter range, making him less strong at basically killing things from front to back. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. I'm actually gonna smack that turret. This guy is not seeing anything, so I'm gonna exhaust such that he can't get away. Dodge with that. I'm gonna ult, and I'm actually gonna greed a little bit. Okay, well, she got away. Oh, he got away. But it was fairly close. And this is a very good example of like how important it is to use your E correctly. So right here we see Shaco over here. Thing is, I need to check how he's quite fed, so I need to be a little careful actually. But I don't like that he is running around in our jungle. Should be able to beat him up. I'm gonna remove that, and we're just gonna go ahead and kill him. Nice. So our snowballing effect is slowly starting to move now, which is great. I'm gonna go for a back. It's not gonna be the greatest back of all time, but it's gonna be a back nevertheless. I'm gonna keep an eye over here, and we're gonna run in mid lane. The reason why we're running mid lane is because we want to start looking for the rift. That is the next objective. It's like 250 till we can do Drake. So rift is the next objective. We want to be close, or mid lane is doing the right thing by going bot. Maybe he's kind of pushing his lock a little and going too far, but that's something completely different. I'm really appreciating him going down there. Right now I see 3 people bot, so I am considering how much I can push in here, but yeah, we're not going to push our lock. We need to figure out. Oh my god, I am just eating. I'm eating damage. Yeah, we're gonna probably have to go for another back. Like, we have a bit of time. I'm gonna try and ask my team to try. Let's go rift. I do have a control ward, so that's gonna be huge for us. So I'm gonna run mid. I'm gonna shove the wave back, and then we're gonna go rift. So I'm gonna ask Galio to go top for a little bit here, because we can also go top. Seems like we have to. If he doesn't go there, I would like to right now be close to everything, but we can also split up there. Anyway, I'm gonna go help with rift. We're gonna put a ward there. We're gonna come with a control ward. All right, so let's talk a little bit about since we are transitioning most definitely into the mid and late game, then how do you want to play this with Lucian? Well, first of all, Lucian is not really the greatest team fighter. I know that sounds weird. He's not bad, but as we get really far into the game, then as I mentioned earlier, he kind of starts to fall off. So yeah, of course, if you're very, very fit, then the team fighting is great. But otherwise, you, at least as you go into the late game, you want to start looking as much as possible after like smaller skirmishes. That is where he definitely thrives. I see something happening down here. This is a skirmish I would like to be a part of. I just need to check their health. And she's going to be in trouble. I don't know if there was more. I think there was 2 people, right? Okay, I don't see the other one. Okay, Shay goes there. I see. Right here, I'm just going to poke him a little bit. I'm not going to all in because he is also quite strong. But yeah. In terms of how we play him now, like you can see, we are looking for those smaller fights, like 2v2s, 3v3s, 5v5s, and in certain cases also, or not 5v5s, 3v3s, 4v4s, and in certain cases also 1v1s. Like, this is where he excels. That's what he wants to do. If you go into a late game and like the hyper carry ADC on the other team starts becoming really strong, then what you want to do is either one, of course, you have a better option. Oh, whoa, stuff is happening. I'm gonna make sure we exhaust that guy, and we're gonna smash. I think we can get, most likely, might even be able to finish here. Like, the thing is, in that case, what you want to do is you actually kind of want to try and see if you can use your E to or your mobility to kind of rush in on the squishies together with your team. So let's say you're playing with Galio when he tries to get in and CC their ADC and their mid laner. Then if you're in a late game, then in most cases there's a good chance your best choice, if you can skirmish earlier and fight, like kind of pick them out of bounds earlier, is honestly just to go ahead and dive with him in. Of course, not standing in melee range, but trying to go in there and putting them in a world of pain and burst them down. Because while Lucian doesn't, he's just not able to, in very late game, to kill a tanky champ the same way as like a Vayne or a Jinx or something like that. Like, he is not going to be able to compete at that level. But what he can do is he can make up for it with either dueling skills, which means allowing him to kind of find them around the map using pockets of vision, which is great. Like, this is something you really want to do. You really want to make sure you try to play around your vision, put down wards, and kind of find people that are out of position, because you can duel quite a lot of people, or at least skirmish them in like 3v3s is probably where you strive the most. So that's kind of what you want to be looking for. But if that's not possible and people go into a full fight and you're not sitting in a scenario where it's better to split push, then your best chance is literally just your best thing to do is to go ahead and try and flank and kind of kill those squishies really quickly before they smack your front line. But it does put a big requirement on your teammates to also make sure we get some CC onto those targets. Anyway, wow, I just hit puberty again. Anyway, we're just gonna start pushing here, and in this late game so far we're doing pretty decently. Like we're putting down a lot of pressure. We're getting objectives all around the map. All right, I'm getting a little close in there, but I can get that guy. We're gonna grab out, just weaving back in and out. We got some good targets, and I know my teammates are tanking, so we can go ahead and right here we can finish the game. I'm just gonna kill that real quick, but there's GG, they surrendered. So yeah, as you can see, Lucian is a very strong champion that honestly just snowballs extremely heavily. While he does fall off in the late game, he is a champ that you can really carry a game with. And honestly, he's extremely fun. There's a lot of mechanical potential in him. Anyway, I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to smash the like button and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.